it is an honor to stand before the Green Party, one of the true political forces in this country still fighting for peace, social and economic justice for the people, for our planet, and for real democracy. My name is Stephen Nicholas Walensky Sr., and I am running to be your next governor of the state of New Jersey. I didn't step into this race because I wanted power. I stepped in because I saw a state being poisoned by corporate greed, where working families are struggling, where our food, our health care, and even our democracy are being sold off to the highest bidder. New Jersey has always been a land of immigrants, a state built by generations of people from different backgrounds, different cultures, and faiths. This diversity isn't just part of our identity, it is our greatest strength. Yet ignorance and division are being used as weapons against us. That is why education must do more than prepare our children for jobs. We must prepare them for the world. We must teach them about different cultures and faiths, breaking the cycle of ignorance that breeds hate. Because at the end of the day, no matter where we come from, no matter what language we speak or how we pray, we all bleed red. No one is less than another. No one is more deserving of our dignity, of safety, or opportunity simply because of their background. Our differences, our cultures, our traditions, our beliefs are not only things to be feared, are not things to be feared. They are what makes us strong. They are what makes New Jersey a place of resilience, innovation, and progress. When we teach our children to appreciate diversity instead of fear it, when we expose them to different perspectives rather than to shelter them from the unknown, we lay the foundation for a society built on understanding and mutual respect. New Jersey has so much potential to lead the nation in sustainability, health, and economic justice. But we are being held back by politicians who take money from big pharma, big ag, and the fossil fuel industry. That is why I am running, because it's time to take our state back and build a future that works for all of us. New Jersey is called the Garden State. But what have we done with that legacy? Instead of lush farms growing healthy food, we have corporate agriculture polluting our land with chemicals. Instead of nutrient-rich soil, we have dead soil, stripped of its life by industrial farming practices. It is time to reclaim the Garden State's name for real. My administration will make New Jersey the first fully organic, regenerative garden state in this country. That means that restores the soil, bans toxic pesticides, and produces the healthiest, most nutrient-dense food possible. Yes. Healthy soil means healthy food. Healthy food means healthy people. Healthy people means lower healthcare costs, stronger communities, and a thriving state. We can lead the way to providing that regenerative agriculture isn't just good for the planet, it's good for our economy and our health. Let's talk about food access. In New Jersey, 50 communities are classified as food deserts, places where fresh, healthy food is nearly impossible to find. This is unacceptable. That is why I'm making a bold commitment. We will eradicate food deserts in this state. Yeah. We will expand year-round urban farming using aquaponics, high tunnels, and rooftop farming so that every community has access to local, fresh, and affordable food. And this isn't about feeding people. It's about creating jobs and local small businesses. Urban farming is an industry that can provide stable employment and small business opportunities, particularly in communities that have been economically left behind. This is a green solution to an urgent crisis, one that empowers people, strengthens local economies, and feeds our families the food that they deserve. Let's talk about food we can't talk about food without talking about healthcare. Our country spends trillions on healthcare, yet people are sicker than ever. Why? Because our system doesn't focus on keeping people healthy. It waits until they are sick and then profits from their suffering. Medicare for All isn't about guaranteeing health care for every resident. It's about shifting the entire system from a sick care to a true health care in the state. Right now, we have a disease management system where profit is made when people are sick, not when they're healthy. But imagine this. New Jersey becomes the first state in the nation to implement a universal, single-payer Medicare for All system. A system that covers everyone, no matter your job, your income, or your background. This isn't just about compassion. It's about common sense economics. Because when we remove the profit-driven middleman that private insurance companies and pharmaceutical monopolies, we drastically reduce costs across the board. We reduce the burden on small businesses who can't afford skyrocketing employee health plans. We reduce property taxes that are inflated by the cost of municipal workers and health benefits. We reduce the out-of-pocket costs for families forced into medical debt. But here's the next level. We link our vision of making New Jersey the first organic regenerative garden state with our health care system. Why? Because we cannot fix health care without fixing our food system, period. A state that prioritizes nutrient-dense, chemical-free, locally grown food is a state where chronic disease plummets. Heart disease, diabetes, obesity, certain cancers. These are all preventable, driven largely by poor nutrition and toxins. This is why combating our 50 food deserts with year-round urban farming is essential, not just to end hunger, but to end diet-driven disease. It creates jobs. It builds small businesses. It keeps food dollars circulating locally instead of going out to giant corporations. And when people are healthier, and when they have access to real food grown from healthy soil, we reduce emergency room visits, we reduce pharmaceutical dependency, and we reduce the cost of healthcare. This is how we break the cycle. This is how we take power back from the pharmaceutical industry, from big ag, from insurance companies, and return it to the people of New Jersey. Medicare for All, tied to a regenerative food system, isn't just about health. It's an investment in freedom, in justice, and in long-term economic savings for every taxpayer in this state. This is how New Jersey leads a nation. Now let's talk about one of the greatest threats that we have, climate change. The science is clear. If we don't act now, we're condemning future generations to disaster. But we have solutions right in front of us. Hemp is one of the most powerful tools we have for temperature and soil regeneration. But it's more than just a climate solution. It's an economic game changer for our farmers and our state. Hemp adds an additional income stream for farmers. With little or no inputs, it requires less water, no pesticides, and actually heals the soil as it grows. That means less cost for farmers, healthier land, and a valuable crop that can sell across multiple. We're talking about biodegradable plastics, textile, hempcrete for construction, food products, battery storage materials, paper, and more. All renewable, all sustainable, able to be grown right here. Let's not forget about the oceans. In our coastal waters, we have another natural climate warrior, sugar kelp. It's high to see. And sugar kelp doesn't just sit capturing carbon. It also absorbs carbon up to 20 times faster than trees while restoring marine ecosystems at the same time. But here's where it gets really exciting. Kelp can be grown along with shellfish like oysters, mussels, clams. This creates natural barriers for our shorelines, protecting us from rising tides and storms driven by climate change, all while doubling our billion-dollar-a-year industry in the state of New Jersey. Imagine that, regenerative ocean farming that restores our coastlines. Imagine that, regenerative ocean farming that restores our coastlines, provides sustainable seafood, captures carbon, and expands one of the most ionic industries. By investing in hemp, farmland, and sugar kelp in our waters, New Jersey can lead the nation, not just in carbon capture, but creating thousands of new green energy jobs in processing, manufacturing, construction, food production, marine restoration, and renewable energy storage, all rooted in sustainability, are rooted in local economic power. This isn't just some far-off dream. Science is here. The opportunity is here. What we need is a political will, and that's exactly why I am running for governor. We know the future of renewable energy, but instead of moving aggressively toward the future, New Jersey politicians keep us tied to the fossil fuel industry because of corporate donations. This ends with my administration. We will expend solar, wind, and battery storage to make New Jersey fully energy independent. That means no more relying on expensive polluting energy sources when we have abundant wind and sunlight over our cities. And let's talk jobs, because transitioning to renewables isn't just about cutting emissions. It's about creating thousands of well-paying jobs in manufacturing, installation, and maintenance. A green economy is a strong economy. We cannot outsource the future. If we are serious about fighting climate change, we must build the industries of tomorrow right here in New Jersey. That means investing in local green manufacturing, making solar panels, wind turbines, electric vehicle components, and sustainable materials right here at home. We have the workforce. We have the technology. What we need is leadership willing to invest in our future instead of in lining corporate pockets. My administration will make New Jersey a leader in green business and innovation, creating jobs that sustain both families and the planet. Now, some of you may ask, well, how are we going to pay for this? The answer is simple. We stop letting Wall Street control our money and investing in ourselves. The Public Bank of New Jersey will fund these initiatives. What? The Public Bank of New Jersey will fund these initiatives to keep our tax dollars working for us, not for corporate profits, not for Wall Street, but for the people of New Jersey. This bank will provide low-interest loans for renewable energy products, small businesses, urban farms, green manufacturing, affordable housing, infrastructure, and healthcare without the greed of private banks standing in the way. And we won't be guessing on how this works. We are going to be following the proven strategy of the Public Bank of North Dakota, the only real public bank in this nation, operating successfully since 1919. For over a century, North Dakota has invested in its own money directly into its people, into its businesses, family farms, infrastructure, and education. And the results speak for themselves. The Public Bank of North Dakota has shown returns to the state of 10 to 25% every single year. That is money that stays in the state. Money that builds wealth locally. Money that fuels independence, not dependence on Wall Street or federal handouts. If North Dakota, a state with fewer people than Bergen County, can do this for over 100 years, there's absolutely no reason why the state of New Jersey, with all its talent, diversity, and resources, can't do this. This is how we fund the future we deserve. By banking on ourselves, public wealth to build public good. Our other states are watching us. If we show that the public bank can fund a people-centered economy, we can set the example for the entire country. But let me be very clear. None of this happens unless we fix our democracy. Right now, our system is controlled by big money. Elections are bought, not won. We must get money out of politics. I support publicly funded elections, ranked choice voting, and an end to corporate contributions. If we truly want a government that works for us, we must have to take back our democracy from the wealthy elite. Before I go on, let me ask you guys a question. Who here knows The Art of War by Sun Tzu? You guys could raise your hand. Thank you. Now, some of you might be thinking, why is a Green Party candidate whose values are built on peace bringing up a book about war? It's a fair question, and here's the answer. Because the art of war is not just about war. It's about strategy, discipline, and leadership. The greatest lesson in that book is that war should be avoided wherever possible through diplomacy, through wisdom, through understanding. But what happens when diplomacy fails? What happens when, if you're up against your opponent who refuses to negotiate in good faith? That is why we are here right now. The political duopoly, the Democrats and Republicans, are not interested in diplomacy. They are not interested in dialogue. They have rigged the system against us, silenced alternative voices, and made sure that corporate money drowns out the will of the people. We are beyond the stage of negotiation. That means we must fight, but not in the way that you would expect. We must fight strategically. We must fight psychologically. We must fight with discipline and with leadership. This is not a battle of violence. It's a battle of ideas, a battle for the future. And that is why I am calling on you, not just to support this campaign, but to step up and run for assembly in this election. We must show the political establishment that we are not just here to push ideas, we are here to win. And at this point, I would like to honor all the candidates who have actually stepped up to the plate and are running for assembly this election. We have 11 or 12 right now. We must be disciplined and well-trained army, as relentless as the tide, as strategic as the greatest generals in history. The time for waiting is over. The time for hoping is over. The time for action is now. Let's take back New Jersey. Let's build the future we deserve. Thank you.